As the clock ticks closer and closer to the great shutdown of the Xbox 360 marketplace, I figured it was time we dive back into the land of physical 360 games that are worth grabbing. We had such a fun time in the first video, I figured, why not make a part 2? Now, before we begin, please consider that this is a list of North American games valued in US dollars. Not all the games on this list will be backwards compatible or entirely exclusive to the Xbox 360. However, they are special for the reasons I'll mention during the showcase. And as I stated before, I am no expert. These games could stay the same price, they could fly to the moon, or they could lose value. But I just have a knack for singling out games that I think are going to rise in rarity. And like the last video, I appreciate the community letting me know where I was wrong, and I appreciate all the feedback to this video as well. I'm having fun, and I hope you are too. 360 exclusives, oddities, and non-compatible physical games that you need to buy right now before it's too late. Let's go! Don King's Prizefighter is not quite Fight Night Round 3, but it's at least an entertainingly bad clone from developer Venom and publisher 2K. Actually, this is the only 360 boxing game 2K ever dipped their toes in. Boasting an actually impressive create a character mode, this game overall jank and excruciating levels of mediocrity put it just in the middle of meh. This game only came out for the 360. There were other Don King branded boxing games, but they came out on the DS and Wii, and they were not related to this release. Right now, you can grab this for $6 complete in box, $20 new, and I'm giving this a rarity scale possibility of 4. Who knows? Lost Odyssey is an epic multi-disc JRPG from Microsoft Studios. Some consider this Microsoft's answer for Final Fantasy, and it has a very deep and interesting story revolving around a main character who is essentially immortal. This game definitely wears its inspirations on its sleeve. I mean, come on, just listen to this victory theme.
Only the strong.
Yeah, that's a little too on the nose. But this is a game worth having in your collection, especially if you love true Japanese-style role-playing games. I picked this up for $28, complete in box. You can find a new copy for about $65, and on the possible rarity scale, I'm gonna give it an 8 because, come on, man, it's an exclusive RPG on the 360. And you really can't mention Lost Odyssey without also mentioning this also exclusive Xbox 360 JRPG. It's Blue Dragon. With a dream team of Dragon Ball Z visual artists and the creator of Final Fantasy designing the game, this game is charming, unique, and gigantic. Also another multiple disc game. Actually, this was the first 3-disc game released in North America to the Xbox 360. And Blue Dragon's core mechanic is the use of shadows, or in other words, summons, to fight on your behalf. So keep your eyes out for this because surely this is going to the sky in value. Complete in box, $20, brand new right now, 38, rarity scale 9, calling it now. Okay, so these next ones are definitely gonna be kind of turds, but this is just a part of the showcase. I think some of these are gonna go up in value, and you don't have to buy any of these, but let's get on with the dog crap sandwich of the first-person military games. First off, we have America's Army True Soldiers, exclusive to only the 360, and very much not backwards compatible. America's Army True Soldiers has all of the boxes checked to end up becoming a stupid expensive piece of video game history. It's developed by the US military. This game is a first-person shooter / military simulation, but it came out more as an advertisement for recruitment than becoming a solid series. It has choppy graphics, grating frame rate, but surprisingly tight controls, especially with the gun mechanics. Also, this game can co-op up to 16 players in the same room if you want to have the weirdest LAN party of all time. It's super cheap. Grab a copy. It's actually okay. $10 complete in box, $20 brand new. I'm giving it a possible rarity scale of 5. Blackwater, oh boy. This is a real bottom barrel game, y'all. On the surface, you'd think that this is just another dime a dozen military first-person shooter, but it's actually worse than that. It's an on-rails first-person shooter with some of the worst controls I've ever experienced in this genre during this generation. Also, if you do a little dive into actual history, this game is based off the awful special operations of the Blackwater mercenaries. So you play as some really terrible people, and I don't think this game is fully aware of that. Just go take a look at that Wikipedia, man. It's very interesting. So this game is unintentionally offensive. It's only $8 complete in box, $13 brand new, and I'm giving this a possible rarity scale of 3. Hour of Victory. I swear, these Call of Duty inspired first-person shooter games were just churned out every week, it seems. And this game is no different. Hour of Victory may not be the worst of this lot that I've played, but for the most part, it's fairly forgettable. It tries to push the narrative where you play as one of 3 special operations soldiers during World War II, but I couldn't find myself diving much further into its lore after about an hour of Victory in. This game was only released on North America and PAL 360s, with the PAL region Windows PC release coming out later on down the line, but it's not exactly the same game. I don't know why, but I have this weird gut feeling that this game is going to at least double in value within a year. So right now you can grab it for 8, complete in box, 30 new. I'm gonna give it a possible rarity scale of 5. Hey, here we go, Quake 4. Somehow Quake 4 landed on the 360 and PC only. And I must say it's quite a mess. Though the familiar Quake atmosphere is there, the game struggles with frame rate, constant screen tearing, repetitive missions, and overall just a mid-release for this entire franchise. It's jank, it's middle of the road, but hey, at the end of the day, it's still Quake. Also, it's fairly cheap, $12 complete in box, $35 brand new right now. I'm giving it a rarity scale of 4 because you can buy this on Steam if you want, but it's the only Quake I think that was exclusive, so there's that. Field and Stream Total Outdoorsman Challenge. Woo, Nelly, easily the worst game of this lot. Terrible graphics, terrible controls, confusing navigation. I mean, this is straight up Xbox 360 shovelware at its finest, but also only available on the Xbox 360. So pick this up if you're a true collector of exclusives, or you hope it becomes one of those weird, really awful, but worth a lot of money kind of games. It's $20 brand new. I'm giving it a rarity scale 5. Darkstar One, Broken Alliance. Presented in full 1080 full, damn GameStop pre-owned stickers. Well, this game oozes late 90s, early 2000s space station / command a fleet / smuggle items, be a shipment company / lone wolf space dogfighting game. It has cheesy British voice work. The graphics fall somewhere between like PS2 and Xbox 360. And this is definitely a game for acquired taste, but it is quite charming. It has really tight controls and boasts an impressive amount of solar systems, jobs, action RPG elements, micromanagement, and just overall outcomes. I'd go as far to say that this might be a hidden gem. And after recording this footage, I found myself playing Darkstar for a few hours. I'm fairly surprised about how much fun I was having with this. Check it out, only on the 360. $10 complete in box, $18 new. Let's give it a rarity scale possibility of 4. Hey, how about this one? This is a cel-shaded stealth action adventure, kind of RPG, techno neon vampire game from Calypso, with surprisingly decent voice acting. I mean, where did this game come from? Has anyone ever heard of this? All that aside, this game is incredibly cheap and kind of worth your time, and it's only on the 360. Check it out. $10 complete in box, $15 new. Let's give it a possible rarity scale of 4 because it's just so unknown. Oh boy, when it comes to Mario Kart clones, I think Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing is about as good as it gets. With huge fan service to all Sega lovers, this game not only looks incredible, but controls extremely tight, and it boasts a variety of characters, levels, secrets, unlocks, and pure nostalgia bomb music. I mean, it's just one after another varying level of good old-fashioned Sonic and Sega memories. And the visuals are drop dead gorgeous. Now, I understand that this game was released pretty much on every other console, but this version right here has Banjo-Kazooie as a playable character. So that's the reason to grab this one and rip around some corners. $12 complete in box, $18 brand new. Let's give it a rarity scale of 3, since it's just a different version of a game released on a lot of other platforms. Fatal Inertia. You know, another game I had no idea existed. This was suggested by a viewer from the last video, and I'll be damned if I missed yet another 360 only release that is actually pretty awesome. Fatal Inertia reminds me of Wipeout, Hydro Thunder, and even like a little bit of Jet Moto. So many titles from that era of unconventional, high-speed future racing games. So I can honestly say that I was surprised by this unknown title. And for the price, and how it actually holds up being entertaining and worth your purchase, plus it might jump in value when you aren't looking, I say buy this. I only found 3 copies, and the one I found was just by itself loose. If you see it, scoop it up. It's $15 complete in box, 23 new. Let's give it a rarity scale of 6. Well, Tetris Evolution is the only Tetris exclusive game on the 360. I don't know how much more I can tell you other than it's Tetris and it has multiplayer. And if you're into Tetris, then pick it up. It's fairly cheap. I mean, what do you want from me? It's Tetris. I can't really sell Tetris any better than Tetris can sell itself. And this game goes for $9 complete in box, $20 brand new. Let's give it a rarity scale of 3. All right, check this one out. It's called Qubed, but it's actually an anthology of different, I don't know, light century puzzle games. It includes Luminous Live. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. Luminous? Who cares? Don't judge a book by its grammar, y'all. It also comes with E4, which is Every Extend Extra Extreme, and Res HD. I mean, you're getting great games, especially Res. Res is a banger. This is only exclusive to the 360, this compilation, and it's fairly cheap. So I highly recommend you grab Qubed for $11 complete in box, $30 brand new. And let's say this is gonna probably get a rarity scale of 7 because it's a compilation, man, and it's exclusive to the 360. All right, cult following alert right here. Lollipop Chainsaw. What an interesting game. Only released for the 360 and the PS3. It was a collaboration between game designer Gyochi Suda and filmmaker James Gunn. Isn't that weird? It's an action slasher. It's just ridiculous. And it's dripping with style and humor and color. I really think this is going to be one of those games down the road that is going to extremely jump in value. Last video, I said that Cordyceps Saga got a 10 on the rarity scale because I felt like that game was going to go up in value. And since that video, that game is impossible to find, and now people are buying it for $200 complete in box? What? Well, heed my warning. Lollipop Chainsaw only sold 1 million units worldwide. And you compare that to something like, I don't know, Call of Duty, who has sold 500 million, it's not that many copies. Right now, you can grab this, and I'm not kidding, I bought my copy sealed for $45. So right now, you want to grab yourself Lollipop Chainsaw for at least $36 complete in box, $45 new, giving this a rarity scale of 8. Because this is just, it's got cult classic written all over it. I mean, you'll probably see people cosplay this at retro conventions. Grab yourself a copy of this ASAP Rocky. All right, everybody, there is a second video showcasing Xbox 360 games that I think you should look at and possibly pick up before it's too late. Be sure to comment below anywhere that I'm wrong, or if you want to add suggestions for a possible part 3, feel free. Also, subscribe to the video. I've got all kinds of cool 360 and other retro video game style content in the works coming out soon. Also, check out the Super Garbage Day podcast, where I, a garbage man, randomly will grab a game every month, play it, and review it. Thank you all. Never judge a book by its grammar, and have a super garbage day.